some shifting things around with my girlfriend Iris, and we left it in a semi-broken state because we were tired as hell. So I'm going to pick up from where we left off and fix a couple things. Like, for example, there used to be a moon here as the backdrop, so that this is visible. Right now it's not really. There's a random one here. I don't know what that's about, so we'll get to that. First thing off, let's fix the moon. It used to be, I think it was, oh, I'm on the file, game container. So in here, is there a moon anywhere? No, there is not. So let's put one. We can take a look at lobby as an example of moon. So, oh, just div ID moon and close div. So we should put that somewhere in game container. Let's look for our render. Here it is. If day count equals 0, which means we're in the waiting room, then we do this thing. But if we're not in the waiting room, we do a bunch of logic, and then eventually we get here. So we're going to want the moon in this game container. It's compiling. Give it a second. Okay. Okay, that's a really big moon, but we'll get to that. That's also something we're gonna change. All right, here we are. I don't see a moon. But it says there is one. It looks like I'm just gonna need to add a bit of, oh, okay. So whatever this stuff is, it needs to be in the lobby dot game in session hashtag moon. So I'm not in the game in session div. I think I need to go in there. Game in session. Okay. Game in session div. That's the sidebar. So what's that got to do with anything? ID go back to lobby button, class name. If day is 0, then if day is greater than 0, game in session. Otherwise, waiting room. It sounds to me like we want this to go in the top div over here. So I'm going to take that and put it here. And delete that. There's our moon. We've got lobby game in session. Okay. So I want lobby game in session. Okay. So lobby.game in session. Gotcha. That means this moon needs to be lobby game in session, 1 level down game container, 1 level down moon. So that's happening in lobby.scss. And waiting room, game in session moon. Okay, so this needs to go into game container instead. Game container scss. And we could put moon right there. It's enormous, which is okay. We're just going to adjust these values with right. And as a matter of fact, it looks like you're gonna need to do this in the lobby. Game session, game container, and then this. Okay. Game container, and then ID root. So lobby, game in session, game container root, lobby at the top, game in session, game container root. So where is it? Interesting. And what about waiting room? How's that looking? Okay, waiting room doesn't have a room either. But let's change the value of that really big room. Let's see if that's even doing what we want it to do. So let's drop that down to 2000. Okay. And maybe lower it by 5%. Wrong direction, so this way. That's not right. What is happening here? Let's do 0 and see where that lands. So 0's there. And let's do 10. Okay. Reasonable, let's try 15. And over to it. Okay. Oh, it's huge. All right, well, I think I'm okay with that for now. Let's go back to this view and figure out why that's just not showing up. So earlier when I had Moon in game container, it was doing something. Game container, Moon. Okay, here we go. So it's there, and it's massive, and it's also it's covering the text on the sidebar. So somehow, this definitely says 150 pixel. That's interesting. But this says 2000. Okay. Confused. Why is it doing this? So if we, let's say, take that, go back to lobby. What is going on in lobby? We have room, main, okay. What if instead we did, like we replace that with that, and then this can go in main. Okay, so that's better. And then how does the lobby look? Lobby still looks the way we want. Okay. Waiting room, we're missing a moon. Over here, we need to play again and see. Here we go, yes. Okay, so that's what we want. And over here, we could add the moon and slightly bigger. So let's put that on the game list. No, wait, no. Lobby, main, waiting room. Okay, so maybe 300 pixels. 300 pixels. Nowhere to be seen. Inspect that. There is. Where's lobby? There's no moon. Okay, I'll refresh. The waiting room. Oh, we need to add the moon. It doesn't exist right now. So game container, and also this is too high. To 30%. 40, 50. Okay. And negative, that's 10. Okay. So, that, and let's see. So we wanted waiting room 10. Let's go to game container. There's that moon. This one. And add it to here. Waiting room. Also gets a moon. So if we inspect, there's a moon. It's probably hidden somewhere. So if we said left negative, let's say negative 60, or even more, negative 80%. Let's change this to have opacity 0, or background color RG BA 0, 0, 0, 0. It's cooperating. Display none. There you go. There's definitely no moon. Okay, so we are in lobby waiting room ID moon. Lobby waiting room ID room. Lobby waiting room ID moon. Okay then. But I mean, I'm okay with not having moon on that page because it is kind of blocked. So I leave it alone. So that solves our mood problem, but there's still other stuff going on. So like, what is this? 1. But first, let me commit what I have, and then take a short break, and come back at it. And let's look at our if. So, right. Oh, so this is for a small moon, okay. And what about the medium sized? Okay, top 15, left 30. I don't really want that. Interesting. Top 50, left -10. What if, just for experiment's sakes, we take, where's that other one? This one, main. Put that one in the waiting room. See if it like blows up. Okay, it's definitely there. So it is on the page. Let's just make it smaller. 300. And that's when it's gone. So I think I have something to do with this. Left 10%. There you are. Maybe I'll have it on left instead of the right. Or I could swap gameplay. Yeah, maybe I'll swap gameplay. Might be a better option. And let's do right and 5%. And you also top 5%. Let's do 25 then. 35. So, and then we could swap these two. I might even do 0. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what would work. That is game container again, I think. Okay, so gameplay will swap with game card. How's that? Maybe slightly yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm happy with that. Why is this shifted off to the right a bit instead of centered? Oh, gameplay has some margin or something. So that's lobby. Waiting room. Left. Margin left. Okay, margin. Don't do margin at all. And we can instead say justify content space between. Oops. Different. Okay, so that solves that. We're centered again. All right, that's fine. Let's go in game. And now, what do we want to do? Fix that one. Okay, so I'm gonna save this. It's almost panic moon. Add git commit fix while style moon position for lobby waiting room and in game. Okay, let's take a quick break and we'll come back at it in about 3 minutes. So, yeah, okay, cool.